What were we talking about?
Antifa.
Antifa. I bet some of our listeners are Antifa.
You think?
No. I have no idea.
So explain to me what Antifa is.
Antifa stands for anti-fascist. So what that means,
can we be Antifa, anti-feminist?
I think we are, whether we call it that or not. I mean, I am. I don't know.
Is Antifa pro or against feminists?
They are very pro-feminist.
Okay, so if we are Antifa...
Antifa? Wait, I thought we were a Kofifi.
We could infiltrate Antifa with our Antifa and then convert them.
Yeah?
Is it a religion?
It almost acts like it, so what are we converting them to?
Antifa.
Muslimamity? Is that what it's called? Muslimimity?
No.
Muslim. So we're Antifa. We're Antifa, right?
Right.
And we're going to convert them to Antifa from Antifa.
Yeah.
That's not that far of a leap, really.
I know, but I'm going to say it's not that far of a leap because I don't know what Antifa is. I don't even know if I'm anti-Antifa. Anti-Antifa.
So in my mind, the way I see it, Antifa is a group of fascists who are...
No.
Yes.
Antifa is a group of fascists.
Absolutely. They are using fascist tactics and fascist ideology.
What? All right, we're going to start this conversation over again. What the fuck is a fascist?
God. Do we got to look up definitions?
No, if you don't know, just
I don't know how to
know.
explain it to you. I'm not that smart.
So then, how can you say you're against them if you don't even know what they are?
So you're pro-fascist? You fucking fascist. That's how. Fascism is a form of radical, authoritarian ultranationalism.
Okay, I'm for that.
Radical.
I am pro anything 80s.
Characterized by dictatorial power.
You missed a really good fucking joke there. We're going to do it again.
All right. Oh, radical. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm pro anything 80s.
Yeah, radical.
Hold on.
That's totally tubular.
Hold on.
Totally tubular, dude.
All right, this conversation's gay.
That's an ableist slur. Wait. You can't say gay. If you're an Antifa, you can't say gay.
Okay, that's fucking faggy.
I don't really know if that's true.
Fuck.
It's all along the same lines.
So you don't even know if you're a fucking...
Listen. I know what a fascist is now. I read this. I'm all schooled up.
So I'm on the same Google page as you.
I know what a fascist is. I just don't know how to explain it.
I think I'm for this. I think I'm. No, wait a minute.
Characterized by dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition, and strong regimentation of society and of the economy.
Okay, so I'm a fascist.
Well, why? Well, explain that to me, please.
Because I am also characterized by radical authoritarianism, anything ultra and ism in it, that's me.
All right.
Dick power, dictatorial.
Dick power. I'm all about dick power.
I am pro dick power. Forcible suppression of the opposition. I mean, if you listen to our show, then you know that I forcibly suppress your opposition. And strong,
you are a fascist.
And strong regimentation of society.
Do you even know what that means?
A regiment is a group of soldiers.
You had to look that up too?
No, I know what a regiment is.
We have to look up every word in the definition.
A strong regimentation of society and of the economy. I am for that. I'm for strong regimentation of the economy.
So the way that a fascist society normally works is that if you're born retarded, Gone. You're done. They kill you.
If you're born retarded, you stay retarded.
No. Well, yeah, until they kill you. they kill the retards, and if you come out gay, they are pro killing you or deporting you, out of their country, because what they want is a strong national group of people that are proud to be a part of this group and proud to follow.
You haven't got
one person.
What's the bad part?
What's the bad part? What are you talking about?
All right. So how do you know if somebody's born gay?
I don't.
Okay.
I said if they come out gay.
That's what I mean. Oh, you mean like if somebody comes out of the closet?
Yeah,
I thought you meant comes out of the
puss.
vagina. This one came out gay.
This one came out gay. Let's try again. Are you asking me what the problem is?
I think so. I think it sounds bad if I do that, but yeah, I think I'm asking you what's the problem with that.
So there is zero individual will, right? There's no individual
ultimately, you're really just looking for the final solution into how to create a race, right?
Right. That's exactly. You are so smart.
Okay, go on.
So how do we decide, I guess, which group gets to be the most fascist? What if black people want to be fascist and kill all the white people?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm safe. Remember, I'm black from last week.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot about that. Well, son of a bitch. So, if you don't understand how this is wrong, I don't know how to explain it to you.
And
it's wrong.
If you can't explain it to me, then that means it's not wrong.
That means you're a fascist.
Because typically you are so good with words that you can convince me of anything.
Right. I'd be good with words and shit.
I think you're only anti-fascist because you got to be anti-something.
No, that's not true at all. Maybe a little. I do have to be anti-something, but I mean, if you're going to be anti-something, you might as well be fascist.
Okay.
There's no free speech under fascism. There's no freedom of the press. There's no all of the rights that we enjoy don't exist under a fascist society.
Oh, see, now that's different. That wasn't in the Google explanation.
Yes, it was.
There was nothing about it was about having a big dick and
characterized by dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition.
Right, but I'm for that.
You're not though. You said that's different when I brought up no free speech, no freedom of press.
No. Anybody opposed to me, I have free speech. They don't. I'm suppressing them.
So wait. So you're for fascism as long as you're the dictator.
Right. So I don't. Okay. So.
Right. You're confused. What's the problem here?
If you ask me, okay, everything is going to fall in line under these rules. Yeah. And then the forcible dictation of ultranationalism or whatever. Yes, I am for that. Okay. It's like king, right? I would be king, or the Fuhrer, right? I would be Fuhrer Doug.
That's exactly right. You would be Fuhrer Doug, and you get to make all the rules, and your job is to basically keep the peace and keep people in line and doing what you believe is right.
Okay, why is that bad?
It's not bad if you're the Fuhrer.
Okay.
It's good to be the king.
So I could say truck people into, say, a camp.
Yeah.
And then, what would be funny is.
Yep. We're going with camp and funny. Yep. Let's go.
So if I was, first I got to look up and see what the Fuhrer means, because maybe it's father.
Okay, daddy.
What does Fuhrer mean? A ruthless, tyrannical leader. Perfect. All right. So if I'm the Fuhrer of America, and I decide I'm going to round up everybody to take them to a camp so they can concentrate. Who would I round up? Who do I consider that I need to get? Who do I round up?
If you're the Fuhrer and if you want to keep power, keep control, the first people you need to round up are the free thinkers.
No.
So me, because I'm a free thinker.
You're not a free thinker. You're fine.
I'm fine. I'll fall in line. I'm not.
No,
all that
I'm trying.
about
I'm
it.
trying to think that if I do you get elected Fuhrer or do you just do it?
You just do it. Just one day, you're like, hey, I think I'm going to be Fuhrer today.
All right. So let's say that I'm Fuhrer today or tomorrow. I'm busy today, so it's going to have to start tomorrow.
I got shit going on today.
I need to figure out who it is that I want to work on. So I don't have a problem with gay people, and I don't have a problem with black people, and I don't.
You're going to make the worst Fuhrer ever.
Well, no. So I don't like rich white people.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to round up the rich white
This is
people.
going to be the worst society. All poor people. All the poor people are going to get together and be poor together.
No. I think you're going to like where I'm going with this. So the first thing I would do is I would sort people by their bank account, and then
All right.
and then their race, or no, race first. Yeah,
Race
it's because it's worse to be white than it is to be rich. So I would sort by race first,
All right.
and then there would be a cutoff point. So any white person that has more money in their bank account than me is the enemy, or whatever.
Okay. All right.
And that is a huge chunk of the population.
All right.
My GoFundMe is pretty much dried up. So for a minute there, I was
Time for another hurricane.
So anyway, but I digress. I was thinking of how funny it would be to just go around like, because I would probably have all my soldiers in the same type of outfits as Nazi Germany was in.
Yeah. Well, why not?
Except they would all have the Who's Right Navy patch on them.
If we don't have an army or an air force, just the Navy.
But you know how funny it would be to load up a bunch of people into trains and then run them into a camp and then put them in the showers. And the only thing that happens is they actually have to take a shower. And then we try to take them back home.
I'm in. I think that's a good idea.
So you have you have this camp like almost like Auschwitz.
Yeah, almost.
No,
but not quite.
we'll call it like Sauschwitz.
Isn't that Australian for beer?
I think that's Foster's.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, we'll call it Foschwitz. Anyway, whatever. I want people to understand what it is that I wanted them to like be walking in, being marched into the gates.
Uh-huh.
And I want there to be some sort of familiarity with what they're seeing. Like, I've seen this before, but I don't know exactly where.
As long as there's a statue of you at the right at the gate, a big, huge statue of you.
We can just go grab a Buddha and throw it there, and nobody know the fucking difference.
Perfect.
So that would be confusing as fuck. Is that Buddha?
What's Buddha doing at this camp?
Put a couple shitty tattoos on the Buddha statue with magic marker, and you're fucking good to go.
This is all shaping up to be a great society.
This is just part of our camp, right? So, I'm trying to decide if I would kill you or make you part of.
I appreciate that you would even consider not killing me.
Anyway, so just think how funny it would be to, so you have whatever we're going to call this, Sauschwitz. Sausage wits.
I thought it was Foster's.
Right. Whatever we call it, I don't care. But just think of how I want it to be terrifying for people, so they get trained in or bussed in or whatever.
No, trained in.
They get trained in, and they get marched off. And there's a bunch of soldiers wearing Who's Right patches, and all the soldiers in my army have to march with their legs kicked up real high like Rockettes.
I think that's the rules.
Not even when they're marching, just everywhere, even by themselves in their pajamas at night, going to the bathroom.
Perfect.
But I want them to, everybody. Was there a sign that said, like, welcome to the concentration camp?
Yes. If not, you need to make one.
No, I mean...
I think you should have the retard kids paint it. Paint the sign.
Did they know it was called a concentration camp when they were there, or is that a name that was coined afterwards?
I don't know. I don't understand why they call it a concentration camp. I never understood that. I mean, that doesn't even sound bad, does it?
Because you probably are concentrating your efforts on... the final
not
solution.
Dying. The final solution. Not dying. So what I don't understand about the whole thing is that when they brought all these people to concentration camps and they gassed all of them, whatever, how many, 600 of them or whatever there was. So when they did that, what about all the rest of them? I mean, like, there's people that survived the concentration camps. I don't understand that.
What do you mean you don't understand it? They would...
They only killed like a certain number a day. Like they made their quota for the day, and the rest of them just get to just hang out and wait. I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't understand.
I think that they had people working
for what? To do what?
Build more camps.
Oh, is that what they were doing? Yeah, I got no idea history. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just retarded. I just don't know history.
Well, I've made my decision on whether I'm going to keep you or kill you.
Yes, I get to be a worker bee.
All right. Yeah. So, anyway, Holocaust humor.
Yeah, that's some funny stuff right there.
We are relevant as always.
Right. So there are people that. What's funny to me is that there are lots of people that compare Donald Trump to Hitler, which is, it's just great. I don't understand. I mean. And when you say stuff like that, people are like, "Oh, you're for Donald Trump." That's not the case. I just think that comparing a douchey idiot to somebody that killed millions and millions of people just doesn't make sense to me.
Then you're a fascist.
Yeah, I am. No,
so
I'm an Antifa.
Wait, I don't think you ever explained anything to me.
All right, what do you want to know?
Well, so are you pro or anti-IFA?
Okay. I have a very complex opinion here. I am anti-fascist, but I am also anti-Antifa. Does that make sense?
You're confused.
No, I'm not confused at all.
It's black and white.
No. There's shades of brown.
I was talking about your parents.
That was a good one. So, Antifa are using fascist tactics to pretend like they're fighting fascists when they really just want fascism. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me that people are so stupid that they don't see it.
Which side of it gets to dress up in the all-black combat gear and run around and bust people's windows?
Antifa. And hit people with bike locks.
I'm for that.
But you just told me you were fascist 5 minutes ago. You just want to hit people in the face with a bike lock, don't you?
Yeah. Yes. I mean...
You don't have to be Antifa to do that.
Can't I do that if I'm fascist?
Just on your way to work tomorrow, just bring a bike lock, pull over into a parking lot and start bashing people's face and then get back in and drive to work.
Can I bash people in the face with a bike lock if I'm fascist?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm fascist.
That's the only requirement? Can I bash people in the face with a bike lock if I'm Jewish? Yes, you can.
Okay, then I'm Jewish. I'm a Jewish fascist.
Perfect.
In blackface.
In blackface. Can I wear blackface and bash people in the face with a bike lock?
Nope, that's racist.
Can't do that. So where are we gonna find this line that we're not gonna cross here with our humor?
Well, we haven't talked about pedophilia in a while. You want to try that?
Yeah. Let's go. How do you think the Antifa people feel about pedophilia?
Ooh, that's tricky.
Ooh, that's tricky.
Because this could
was
be
funny.
the area where pushes me to one side or the other.
Oh, all right. So are you pro pedophilia or anti pedophilia?
That depends.
On
Can I hit the kid with a bike lock?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Oh, I'm not for that.
Just the sex.
What am I, a fucking weirdo?
I'm not an animal.
Well, I'll see you in jail.
So all this all this LGBT acceptance and all that crap that's going on, which I'm all for.
I'm not.
I am.
Nope.
I'm for accepting everything all the time, no matter what. So I've noticed just a little bit they've been trying to push pedophilia into that. Have you seen that at all?
No, I work.
No, I work. Okay.
I don't keep up on any of this shit. I get my education from you. That's why my views are
No,
so fucked up.
you're fucked. So there's been slight. It gets pushback every single time, but there's been people that have been putting it out there that if you're for gays and all that stuff, then you have to be for pedophiles because they're born that way. You have to accept it as just another form of it's another sexuality basically. And they want to add it to the list. LGTBJP.
So that joke is old of just mumbling letters together. So don't do that one anymore.
It's still funny to me though.
Don't do
So
that.
no, I don't give a fuck what you think. I think it's funny.
I am anti.
Oh wait. So we're talking about that joke is old, but you want to talk about the final solution, as if that joke's not old.
You really think that there's oh, that old gag.
That old gag. I was hoping you'd get that.
So here's where I draw the line on it, and
All
this
right.
is what I've decided.
Okay.
I am for the L.
Lesbians. Okay, I'm good.
I am
Got that
for
so
the
far.
G.
Gays. All right, you're losing me, but okay.
The T.
Okay, transgenders. Gotcha.
And the B.
LGTB. Bisexual. Okay.
Yeah, I am pro all those people's rights.
Okay.
Any other acronym or letter that gets added to that acronym,
Uh-huh.
I am officially against.
All right.
I'm not trying to be funny. That's
So doesn't that? I mean,
everybody falls into one of those categories in my mind. And if you make up another letter, you're making up a category to suit yourself.
why does transgender have to fall into that?
What?
Why does transgender have to fall into that? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, right? That's your sexuality. What does transgender have anything to do with that?
I don't know what it has to fall into. I know that there are more and more people that are coming out as trans.
Yeah, because it's popular.
Okay, well then I'm pro them. I'm pro trans.
I'm pro them.
As
Okay.
long as you have decided that you are a, let's see, so I'm anti, like, there's shit on social media where the fucking parents take a picture of a kid, like a little boy in a dress, and say, he's like fucking 2 months old in a diaper or some shit, and say that
Yeah.
he's decided that he identifies as a girl.
Yeah. You can't even talk yet, but
I am anti those parents.
yeah, of course, me too.
They are getting rounded up.
Oh yeah, they're the first ones going.
That's who I'm against.
We are working on the final solution.
We've talked about this many times in the past. If you're a grown man and you think that you should have been born a woman, I don't give a fuck. Then be a woman. I don't care.
That's how I feel too.
I'm pro your rights.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If you're a 16-year-old and you're uncomfortable in your body, you're like every other 16-year-old in the fucking world.
Yeah, every 16-year-old ever. Suck it up, douche.
Wait a minute. You should be a counselor.
I should. I think if counselors said that, things would be a lot better. I'd be the counselor that has a drawer full of guns and says, "Suck it up, douche," and throw him a gun. Is that bad?
What? So now we're gonna. Here goes
That
theater
was
of
a
the mind.
joke. That was a joke. Come on.
Theater of the mind. All right. So you are a school counselor.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're gonna put you. Let's say Colorado.
All right.
So you're a school counselor in Colorado. What's a high school that I know in Colorado? Columbine.
All right. So random.
It just came to me. I don't know.
I get it.
All right. So the kids walk in there. Well, we don't even have to give the kids names because.
Just pick a random name.
Okay, Dylan.
All right. Little Dylan comes in.
Little Dylan comes in and he says, "Listen, I am confused about who I am and what I. If not, I want something up my butthole. Because I think that's what defines you as trans, isn't it?"
Yes.
All right.
That's the definition. Do you want something up your butthole?
If the answer is yes, then you're trans.
Right.
Okay. So
Man, we're so progressive.
little Dylan comes in and says, "I like putting things up my butthole." And you say, you are trans. And then you have to ask the follow-up question, which is, how old are you? And if he says I am 18, then you say, "I support your right as a trans, and you're part of the LGBT. Go on your way."
I've already signed you up for surgery as we're speaking.
Right. But if he says, "I'm 16, you say, "Suck it up, douche. Here's a gun."
You either shoot somebody else or you shoot yourself. Go. Get out of my office.
All right, Columbine, and check.
That was a hot take on Columbine.
Fuck, I'm still fucking sick. I think it has to do with all that fucking mold and shit.
Mold from where?
Fuck off, you dick.
Huh.
So this isn't how I expected this show to go. We haven't.
This is pretty much what I expected.
God, I got like the Anthony podcasting disease where I turn
I know
on the mic and just start
caught
talking.
it through the mic, man.
Hold on, I'm gonna try this out here.
All right.
I'll start clicking my mic off if I got a cough. So I guess I don't care if you have to listen to it. I just prefer if everybody else didn't.
All right. So I want to know. You sent me an article yesterday, day before.
Hold on before we go down there. Before we start talking about articles and shit.
We don't have to talk about the article. I was setting that up.
Yeah, so it doesn't do any good for me to. It doesn't do any good for me to cut off the mic and then click it back on.
I'm okay with it. All right, go ahead.
Are you there?
Yeah.
All right, so it's our connection dropping.
Oh.
All right, so last week, a company reached out to me, Bio-Bidet.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm going to go to their actual message because I want to do this right, but I'm curious. So I know for a fact, and if anything, I am transparent, okay?
All right, so you're trans. We got it.
Right. So the message is, hey, wanted to reach out, see if you guys would be interested in giving one of our bidet models a try. If you're interested, let me know. Also, check out our recently launched Indiegogo campaign for our latest non-electric bidet unit, the Slim Zero. So we went back and forth, or I went back and forth with her, gave her our shipping addresses. She sent us our bidets.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here, Baba. There's probably 50 messages back and forth. Here it is.
Shit.
This is the one I'm interested in.
All right.
Blah 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 blah. I'm not sharing what this says. And then the last sentence is, I am hoping to get some time today to give you guys a listen. And this was after she had already given us the shipping numbers or tracking numbers.
All right.
So this week, I'm going to tag them, so they know that we talked about them, and I'm sure they will listen.
Uh-huh.
How long do you think it is before we get a message that says...
Don't bother. Just go ahead and keep the shit. Don't bother mentioning our name. I say they get 5 minutes into the show, especially this one. Oh, fuck. This is the perfect show to advertise product.
So here we had a conversation about how we were going to introduce Bio-Bidet, and I just said it would come up naturally, which it has. Yeah. So you've gotten yours as well.
Right.
Have you hooked it up?
I have not. I went and bought a new toilet seat last night. I'm going to do the whole thing. Toilet seat and bidet at the same time. Probably today.
All right. So I haven't hooked mine up either. I've got a whole fucking story that I wanted to lead the show off with about what I had to do this week as far as...
go ahead. We'll cut out the first half of the show then.
But I assume that it's going to take me the better part of 20 hours to hook this thing up.
Wait. Okay. For those that don't know what you do for a living...
Go on.
Don't you build rocket ships or something? Are you like an engineer?
There is a difference
All
between being an engineer and being a skilled pipe fitter.
Skilled pipe fitter? Yeah. All right. 20 hours, huh?
So, according to the instructions, which is like half a page long, it's just a matter of unhooking one hose, your water line, and then hooking up your water line to the bidet and then something else. Right. In all actuality, it should probably take a normal person 3 minutes.
I was thinking 15. I was giving it a little bit of leeway there.
All right. So, as I do on everything that I've ever learned ever has come either from Google or YouTube.
Okay. How old are you?
44.
How long has Google and YouTube been an actual thing where you can just learn everything? Maybe 5 years? 8 years?
Okay.
So you've only ever learned anything ever in your whole entire life in the past 8 years?
Do you remember me telling you stories about when I was drunk and homeless?
Yep.
That was before Google.
Okay, Google.
So if you remember, I never really thought of this, and this sounds like a joke. Mm-hmm. I think it's true. So in high school, I never applied myself.
Right.
I got out of high school, graduated with a 0.25.
Graduated. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I graduated. So there was 113 people in my class. Mm-hmm. I was at number 109. And that's, I think 4 people dropped out. So,
awesome.
But anyway, Google hadn't existed, and all I did was, remember, I've told you this before, I fought a lot.
Yeah.
So that's how I made my living, was fighting, and I didn't get paid for it.
I didn't get paid for it. I love it. So Google came around and changed your life.
As I'm sitting here talking, I'm going through my history of some of the adventures. I like to call them adventures.
It sounds cooler.
Yeah, some of the adventures I've been on. There were times where I would be in a bar. So this is a true story. I would go to a bar with no money, and then sit near the front door, and then ask people to see their ID and tell them there was a cover. And then
you did not.
I promise I did. I promise I did that.
What fucking dive bar? What the fuck? Look at this hole in the wall. It's got a cover.
No band or anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's no band playing or nothing. Just fucking jukebox is broken, so it's dead quiet in there.
Yeah, I that was like my. I don't know if it was a shtick or not, because I actually did it to make drinking money. But I would sit there, and it was actually places with music playing.
Yeah.
But I would sit there at the door, and I had this little flashlight. When people would come in, I'd kind of size them up as they walked in. Like, all right, so this guy's gonna fuck with me, or this guy's gonna pay me. And if somebody came in, I'd be like, wait, I need to see your ID, and then they'd fumble around for a little bit, like, this place has never had anybody at the door before. All right,
Did you ever have to kick anybody out?
I never even looked at their ID. I was usually so fucking drunk that I couldn't. They could have handed me a fucking Toys R Us gift card, and I wouldn't have known the fucking difference. And then I'd say, all right, it's a $3 cover or $5 cover, whatever.
Yeah.
So if there was two of them, they'd give me $6, and it was like they were handing me 2 beers. I'm like, all right, so I'm good for 2 beers.
So, did you take their money?
Yes.
And then walk right next to them up to the bar with them and use their money to order beer? Because if you didn't, you missed an opportunity.
And it would always end the same way, where either the bartender would come over and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
So there were times where I would, like, if I wasn't doing that at the bar, I would try the I'm going to beat your ass if you don't buy me a beer routine. Except I wouldn't say it like that because, that would be rude.
Of course.
I would walk up to somebody and say, hey, why don't you buy me a beer?
And they'd be like, why don't you go fuck yourself?
No, I would typically get alcohol. I mean, I was at the bar every night, and I didn't have a job, so
Jesus Christ.
it worked.
Wow.
What the fuck were we talking about? Fuhrers, right?
How Google Fuhrers. How Google brought you out of all that.
Right. So when Google and YouTube came out, and then I was able to start learning stuff, now I got a good job. Thanks, Google.
Thanks, Google. We should try to get Google as our sponsor.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about the bidet.
You think they got this far?
So anyway, that's why I was telling you all that, because I spent a lot of time on YouTube. I was looking at the bidet reviews and all that shit. I wanted to see if it was worth hooking it up.
They sent it to you for free, and you got to see if it's worth hooking up.
What?
That's hilarious, because I did the same fucking thing.
So here's what I've decided.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We are going to spend a couple weeks talking about the bidet after, because I'll have mine hooked up before the next time we record.
Yeah.
And it's either going to be I'm going to hook it up and use it and then like it. I'm either going to hook it up, not like it, and then unhook it. Or I'm going to hook it up, not like it, and use it as a drinking fountain.
Or a bidet and then a drinking fountain. I think you should get somebody to use it as a drinking fountain while you're sitting on the toilet. for the show,
What I'm going to ask them, I think. So I'll just ask them now because
because obviously they're going to get this far.
I would ask that they give us the luxury model, the one with the remote control.
I just want a heater.
Right, but it's got that.
Okay, that's all I care about.
But I want. All right, so if you care to know the shape and size of my asshole,
I do.
So here's my concern. I believe that a bidet is a good thing to own. I've never used one.
Me neither.
I do know that the opportunity to not have to wipe shit off my asshole with paper, it pleases me.
It pleases me. It pleases the Fuhrer.
It pleases the Fuhrer. So, with that being said, I'm not sure that the one that they sent us is going to be the best representation for my first run of using a bidet.
Okay. So you haven't even hooked it up yet, and you're asking for better model.
I want the best. I don't know how much the best model is. Maybe a discount.
It's like podcast worth. I mean, it's at least one podcast worth. just send it. Just fucking send it.
I don't know that I'm being clear.
I think you're being crystal clearish.
I want the luxury heated seat model with the remote control nozzle. Now I got to look it up.
Do they have
This one?
All right, go ahead.
I think this one is called the Bio-Bidet Bliss BB2000 Luxury Bidet Seat. I want that
Christ.
one. I want one with as many words attached to it as possible.
Do they have one that's shaped like a dildo?
And it pumps up and down.
Yeah, that pumps up and down and squirts water out the end. That's the one I want.
I got to go back and see who it was. Let's see here. Sandra from Bio-Bidet. So I assume Sandra is now fired.
Sorry. You should have done your research.
So here's where...
If you get fired, Sandra, we'll have you on the show as a guest once.
Here's where... There's your payment. Here's where we differ from other shows. All right. So we are not trying to do anything other than entertain each other. That's it.
Right.
So, but that's a plus for people that want to advertise with us. So one...
Is it?
It is. One, you don't even want advertisers on the show.
Right. Yeah, I've made that clear several times.
It's funny that you don't want advertisers on the show, but then if they send you something, it's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yes, absolutely. Send me shit. What am I going to say? No? No, please don't. So I'm okay with advertisers sending me shit as long as they don't send me something like, hey, read this. If I can get on here and what did I just do? I just said, hey, Sandra, if you lose your job, you can come on our show. What? I don't think they would have sent us that as their ad copy, right?
Well, they did ask that we, as part of this, they asked that we. I don't know if we're supposed to.
I'm out. I'm gonna send this used bidet back to him.
This ain't gonna get old.
All right.
So we dropped off there. We're back.
I already forgot what we were talking about.
God, that sucks.
We were on a roll.
I think I was saying something about the benefit of advertising on our show is that we will talk about. We could talk about bidets every show for the entire show for 2 months.
Yeah. And people would still listen just as much as they do now.
And
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
And then I said that they asked us to talk about their Indiegogo, and you said, I'm out.
Oh, you didn't even get to Indiegogo. You said they asked us to talk about, and I didn't even catch any of it. So
But you already said you were out.
Yeah. So they're Indiegogo. What's an Indiegogo? Is that like a Kickstarter?
I don't know. If somebody says Indiegogo, I take that to mean I was thinking dancers. And I click on it. It's a picture of a toilet.
Oh. So
yeah. So why wouldn't you do that?
What, bidet dancers?
Yes.
I don't know.
You just have a bunch of half-naked girls up on stage with water spraying up their butthole?
Yeah, I think they should make a bidet that's built into your underwear. like a continuous. It just sprays water in your butthole all the time.
I wonder if they're going to make a bidet for people with colostomy bags.
So you wear a backpack, and you got one chamber for the clean water and one chamber for the shit water, and you just pump from one to the other. And when the clean water gets full, you just start pumping backwards.
So check out our Indiegogo for our colostomy bag bidet water sprayer cleaner.
Perfect.
All right. So here's my question. So I'm going to read over their Indiegogo here, and there's the phrase at the end is what I want to focus on.
All right.
Treat yourself to the ultimate bathroom upgrade and experience why water does it better. The Slim Zero toilet seat is the first non-electric toilet seat to feature a nightlight, bidet functionality, slow closing lid, and more. Say goodbye to toilet paper and say hello to a cleaner, healthier lifestyle. You thought I was going to say butthole, didn't you?
I really did. Not only did I think that, I was hoping that.
But so it says, say goodbye to toilet paper. So I got a question. When you're testing out your bidet, you are not allowed to do a test swipe with toilet paper.
Fuck that.
You have to spray it and forget it.
It's the Ron Popeil bidet. So I don't. Okay. So there's no like blow dryer on this thing.
Nope.
So you just
Which is another reason why I want the better model.
So you just spray water up your ass and then hurry up and pull your pants up to use your underwear to dry your asshole? I don't understand.
Maybe a pat dry.
With your underwear?
So here's what I'm wondering. So part of being obese is that you have obese-sized shits.
All right. I like the one time that the best way that you've ever described it ever is that you said that every shit was an emergency.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny to me.
I know, but I told you that wasn't my line, to be clear. That was Dave from Bad Cop, Bad Cop.
Ah, damn it. I didn't catch that part. They don't do a show anymore, do they?
No.
That's your line then.
Okay.
If he wanted to keep that line, he should have kept his fucking show.
So anyway, when you're obese, it's like you never know what kind of shit you're going to get. There's sometimes I go to wipe and there's just nothing there. It's like I didn't even poop.
Weird.
And then there's other times that I'll wipe that I end up with shit up to my elbows.
All right. That's cool.
So if you can imagine...
I can.
Imagine in the middle of summer, you unwrap a Hershey's bar and you put it in the backseat of your car. And then you you let it sit in there for, 4 hours. So it just melts everywhere. And then trying to wipe it up with a dry paper towel. That's what it's like.
Or you could use a bidet. Just spray it down a little bit. Perfect.
No, but so I'm curious to see how the interaction is between the bidet and my butthole. I'm excited.
The interaction is?
Yeah, I'm excited. If I never
you think they're gonna kiss or what?
I've always thought that wiping your ass is disgusting.
I agree.
Do you look at
I think that's one of the main or one of the first things that you ever said to me when we first met each other. You came down from the bathroom and you're like, we've invented airplane, whatever. We've invented all this stuff, and we can't invent a better way to get shit out of our ass than wiping it with paper.
And you were like, "Oh, I like this guy."
Yeah, yes, exactly.
And then I was like, "Sir Mix-a-Lot, baby got back."
Yes.
And then I walked away.
And that was it.
Wow, these office people here are nice.
Perfect.
So, I guess I should probably say there's 7 days left of their Indiegogo. Go do that. Indiegogo. Should I read this whole thing? I mean,
sure. Why fucking not? We're fucking ass deep in this, so why fucking not?
I'll put a link on the show notes on how to get there and then all that shit. But it's Indiegogo Projects, Slim Zero, the world's... I'm not doing that. All right, I'll put a link in the fucking show notes.
I'm not fucking doing that.
What are they going to do? Come and take it away?
I hope so. So I want to know what happens if I shit all over the bidet.
You know what's... Here's how fucking stupid we are. They offered us an affiliate program.
All right. I don't even know what that means, but okay.
It means that we can come on here and say, hey, go to this website and buy this and make sure to put in this code and we'll get money.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you about that.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
You are, though, because we get to make up our own code.
Oh, yeah, I'm interested in that part. I forgot about that.
What if we make up our own code, but it's a rival bidet company name?
That would be awesome. No, I think it should be a brand of toilet paper. God, we are the best advertisers ever.
I got it. I know what I want our name to be.
All right.
Because it actually lines up.
Okay.
I want our code to be, because you're spraying water up your butt to get rid of the poop, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I want our code to be the vanished.
Perfect. I'm in. Like 3 people are going to get the joke, but I'm fucking in. That's amazing. Yep. That's good. That's yes. I don't think we could have came up with a better name.
See, now you're for advertising.
Right. I'm for this type of advertising. You are right. So
All right.
are we officially an affiliate now?
It's never going to happen because one of us has to
Vanish
fill it out.
Oh, damn it. We're not doing that. Check out the Vanish to get me my 4 cents or whatever we get for being an affiliate.
It's not check out the Vanished. It's go to. You know what? I should just fill it out right now during the show.
Yeah, why not? It'd be just as entertaining as the show.
So, can you talk for about 40 minutes?
I mean, I think I have, but not like by myself. Nobody wants to hear me talk.
Enlistee account. All right. Register.
Let's wait. Just wait for our Patreon. You can fill it out during our Patreon. Good thing we don't have somebody trying to sabotage our show. So if you want to donate to our Patreon, you can hear Doug fill out this form.
Yeah, I'm not putting my information in here. What am I, fucking weirdo?
Yeah.
So anyway, what are we going to talk about?
We're like almost an hour in, so I figured we better start the show. I was going to ask you. It was more relevant to what we were talking about than what we are talking about, but we can move backwards if you want. You sent me an article about New York City or New York State saying that when you get a birth certificate in New York, you can check no gender.
Okay.
Well, I was going to ask you what you thought about that because it was kind of along the same lines of what we were talking about before.
I think it's absolutely fucking stupid.
Why?
Because everybody is born with a gender.
But what if you're not, though?
Okay, if it ever happens, then I'm for it.
That's it? That's all you got? Everybody's born with the gender.
Well, you brought up something and then expected me to run with it, but I can't because I'm filling out this fucking form for the affiliate program.
You're supposed to be waiting until the Patreon episode. I was just curious. I mean, like I said, it kind of went with what we were talking about before, about the L's and the lesbians and the gays. And the
It doesn't.
Bisexuals. Yes, it does. Because that same group of people buys into this whole idea that they're non-binary and the gender binary is oppressive or whatever.
God, it's really hard to talk to you and fill this out at the same time.
Maybe you should stop one or the other.
All right, we'll talk later.
All right.
All
right.
Can't you just talk for 10 minutes so I can get this done?
No.
All right, so gender. Okay, do you have a dick or do you have a puss when you're born?
Me, personally?
Yes.
I had a dick when I was born.
Boy. Done.
Boy, done. So, those people that say that they were assigned male or assigned female by the doctor looked at their genitals and assigned them a male, then that's a bad thing and we shouldn't do that to kids. Those people are wrong. Right. Why?
Okay.
Who are you to decide that they are wrong?
So
you're the Fuhrer.
I'm the Fuhrer, and the Fuhrer says if you have an outie, you're a boy. If you have an innie, you're a girl.
What about your feelings, though?
The Fuhrer says fuck feelings.
That was the line of the day. The Fuhrer says fuck feelings.
That's my t-shirt.
That's gonna say that's the show. That's the name of the show right there. The Fuhrer says fuck feelings.
Sponsored by Bidet. Bio-Bidet. Sponsored by Bio-Bidet.
Right.
They need to change their name and make it easier for me to say.
Don't they have a suggestion box? Put that in.
All right. How do I set up my fucking code?
You're still trying to do that?
I am, because I just want it. It's funny if it works that I can make it say the vanished.
Like I said, like 3 people are going to get it. That's the best part about it. Maybe even 3. Do you think we still have any of them 3 people that listened back then?
No, I think we cycle through so fast. Oh, Skinny Wizard back to listening again.
Oh, really? Sweet.
Hi, Skinny Wizard.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for that. Thanks for letting us play your song that one time. That was cool.
I'm curious to know how many people
Use a bidet?
Yeah,
Are we still just gonna talk about bidet for an hour and pretend like it's not one long advertisement?
Yes.
So
All right.
I think
I can't do it.
You can't do both.
No, I think I just have to use a URL, so I don't get to pick my own code.
Oh, we're out then. I mean, the whole point of it was that we got to pick our own code. If we can't do that, what's the point of any of this?
Shop Bio-Bidet.
I'm fucking done podcasting. What's the fucking point?
Keyword. All right, so I'm just going to send them a message real quick. So, yeah, let's talk about wieners.
Let's talk about wieners. So what I want to know is sometimes I get crust underneath my balls. Can the Bio-Bidet clean the crust from under my balls?
Yes. You just got to straddle the toilet different.
I got to face the other way.
I don't know why I just thought of this, but when I was like young, not so young that it's creepy, but when I used to jerk off 22 times a day.
So yesterday?
No. I used to straddle the toilet and jerk off, and I don't know why.
Straddle it like facing the wall?
Yes.
That's so fucking weird.
It is.
I only do that when I'm eating pancakes.
And so I was
You never eat pancakes when you shit?
So it's weird because it took me like 3 or 4 times to realize everything would be easier if I took my pants all the way off instead of having them get all bound up trying to, because I don't know.
Because I don't know.
So anyway, go to Bio-Bidet and
I told my kids that I was going to put a bidet in, and then I had to explain to them what it was. And both my kids were like, don't do it. They're scared.
I think America is the only country that doesn't use water to clean their buttholes.
Because we're fucking gross and fat.
Right.
I don't know what one has to do with the other, but we don't use bidets. We're fat.
Why do you suppose that is?
That we're fat?
No, so like Japan, where they can't even get the blur off of their porn.
They don't know how to do that yet.
Why? I think I read that like 80% of Japan has bidets.
Yeah.
Aren't they? Don't they live in the fucking rice paddies or something? How come they have it?
80% of them do. Yeah. So I'm not even concerned about the Japanese. Okay, I get it. I'm more concerned about
is now a bad time to go back to the Zipperhead show?
So, all right. In all honesty, how long do you think before they shut the Bio-Bidet people shut this off? No, this is too much. We can't handle this. We're a real company,
Do you think? I mean, that's their fault.
I agree.
And
they should have done their fucking research. We're big names in the podcast industry. They should have asked around.
Within our circle of us.
Just me and you. We're big names with just me and you.
We're big names with big assholes. And if they want to, so we're already here. So here's the part in the relationship where we start burning bridges. If they want to sever this relationship already and they're too much of.
How do you even know?
There's other bidet companies out there, sister.
Yeah, we're going after them hard.
You know
what? We're starting our own bidet company. We went from advertising for them to starting our own.
You know what would tie in good with the Bio-Bidet? Steakums.
I agree. I don't know why, but I agree.
You've obviously never eaten steakums.
All right. Perfect. So I think if the Bio-Bidet company were smart, they would advertise steakums because it would make more of a need for their product.
You ought to get into advertising.
I should. I think I am. We've been talking about this for fucking ever now.
So I was going to tell a story. I want to tell it while it's relevant, and then I think we're done. We didn't even get to any articles again this week.
Again. That's all right. It's all right, Fuhrer.
So first thing is...
Wait, do you think that Sandra's Jewish? Does it say in there anywhere?
I said I was LGBTJ.
I'm just wondering if she's the one that listens and how far she's going to get.
So I'm pro. I said I was LGBTJ. Lesbians, bi, transgender, gay, and Jewish. I'm pro them.
All right. All right, tell your story.
So first, this is the first week that I have ever been... Nope. I was going to say the first week that I've ever gotten a whole bunch of backlash. That's not a true statement. This is the first week that I've ever gotten a bunch of backlash from specifically our listeners about something that you and I had a dispute about.
Oh.
You know, I got the whole backlash about the autistic rape joke or whatever.
Yeah, which was really funny.
You know, I think I might get another whole set of backlash about the pedophilia bike locker joke.
No, it's cool. Just don't hit him with the bike lock and you're good. That's abuse.
That's wrong.
That's just wrong.
Oh, fuck. I just thought of a great joke. Now I'm too much of a pussy to say it.
All right, just whisper it in my ear and I'll say it.
Oh, man.
Just whisper it to me. I'll say it. I'm not a pussy. I don't care.
You've got to think about how bad this joke is if I'm not willing to say it after everything else I've said.
I'll say it. Just whisper it to me.
So anyway, the backlash that I got this week is about the GoFundMe and the conversation we had about it.
Oh, why?
Because I wanted to rate people on how much they donated and how much I appreciated.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? The more money you give, the more it's appreciated.
Last week, you thought there was a lot wrong with it, and there was a lot of people that were on your side.
No, nobody's ever on my side. If they're on my side, then I'm wrong. Wait, they're wrong. Wait, I don't fucking know. Don't ever listen to anything I say. Was I against it last week? Because I don't really remember.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird to be on. Now I know why you don't like Twitter.
So people were mad because you wanted to rate people?
Yeah, because I specifically said thank you to John because he donated a huge chunk of money.
Yeah, which is cool. I'm okay with that.
And then I didn't specifically thank everybody else because they didn't donate as much as him.
I'm cool with that too. What's the problem?
You weren't cool with it last week, and neither was anybody else.
Oh, well, damn it. Well, then I'm not cool with it now either. Can you see that I'm at least consistent? So, in all reality, I don't know where my head was at last week, but in all reality, if you're telling me that you go through something major in your life and somebody gives you a huge chunk of money to help you and somebody else gives you a small chunk of money to help you, you can't tell me that you think both of those people are equal. You know you should, but just because you should doesn't mean you do.
It's like when somebody says that they love both their kids the same. You know that's not true.
Right. Wait, I mean, I do. So that's what pisses me off sometimes is that people are so wrapped up in how they think that other people perceive them or how they should feel. No. If somebody gives you a large chunk of money, you appreciate it more than if somebody gives you a small chunk of money.
Where were you at? Why weren't you on my side last week, bitch?
What fun would that be? Next week we'll talk about this, and I'll be back on the other side. I really don't give a fuck either way. I just want, if there's controversy, I want to be on one side of it.
The only time you actually have an opinion is when it's about synthesizers, and nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
That and the only other opinion you've had in this whole show that you've stuck by is that you didn't want to put the Patreon up between you and Shiznit Guy.
I never said that. I never said that.
Yes, you did.
No, Jackson Trammell is a good guy, and I would never...
Jackson.
Isn't his name Jackson? Wait, Brendan Schmall. Brendan Schwab?
The Patreon you did with Brendan Fraser, you didn't want to put it up.
Isn't his name Brian? Brothel.
Brothel trombone.
What are we, 12?
Why? I want you to explain something to me.
Trombone.
I want you to explain something to me.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so Brian,
There.
can you not hear me?
Lose you again.
God damn
God damn it.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, it might be worth a clap. You dickhead.
All right, ready?
You know how hard this is going to be to fucking get straightened out.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
All right.
Oh, this shit's getting old. I need to get like a Wi-Fi repeater.
You should.
Or
the more Wi-Fi's, the better.
all right. So we were talking about Brian Trammell. I'm going to have to wrap this fucking show up. This is driving me nuts with this shit dropping out.
All right. Bye.
You truly don't care anything about the show as long as we record.
No, that's not true. So when you said we have to wrap this show up, and I said, okay, bye, what happened? You fucking laughed. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. We could record for another 3 hours. I don't care. That was funny.
All right. So Brian Trammell from Shooting the Shiznit.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
God, this is fucking... Fuck! All right. So Brian Trammell from Shooting the Shiznit
Yeah.
was nice enough to come on our show and take my spot for a week.
Uh-huh.
He edited the show.
Yeah.
And then we've spent you even shit all over him when I wasn't here.
That's not true. Was it? Did I?
Yes, you did, with Dave.
Oh, all right. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
You didn't mean to over and over again. You even called me in private to shit all over him.
Oh, wow, God.
I was literally up to my waist in water wading through my living room, and you're like, hey, I know you're busy.
You got a minute? You know this Bobby Tramfell guy? That's so not true. I waited until you were at least home and to your new house.
No, but so here's what I don't understand about us, because we both do the same thing. None of that is true.
Right.
But we take somebody that enjoys the show,
Yeah.
and then we try to get them to not listen anymore, and we focus on shitting on them.
Right.
And then we don't understand why we don't have any long-term relationships.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What do we do about that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do about that.
So anyway, I posted that piece of shit Patreon episode up last night.
All right.
Those of you that
happy
are
now, brothel trombone.
those of you that are on the fence about signing up for our Patreon,
Yeah.
wait a week.
On the fence. That was a good one. What do we have? 47 patrons now? for $12 a month.
So, do you want to wrap this show up, or do you want me to tell my story that I was going to lead with? Because it won't be relevant next week.
Yeah, go ahead and tell it. We'll end with it.
Okay, so rap, and it's not even that funny of a story. It goes back to me hooking up the toilet and you making a joke about me being an engineer. All right,
that wasn't a joke. You really are.
I am, but
I'm proud of you.
It's a joke that I'm an engineer.
Awesome.
All right, so I have very little experience dealing with electricity.
Okay.
I mean, other than I know, like, if you flip the switch,
the lights come on.
Right.
All right.
So, the last piece of the puzzle, when I say the last piece of the puzzle, other than putting everything away, we got everything in our new house after the hurricane. Yeah. The shit that we lost that we needed to replace, dining room set, we bought that. TV and TV stand and furniture, all that shit. We've pretty much got all that wrapped up.
Yeah.
The last piece was getting the washer and dryer delivered.
Okay.
So they showed up 2 days ago, and I had to come home from work because we bought them from Lowe's, and they offer free installation, which is fucking horse shit.
Well, isn't that a good thing?
Okay, so let's start with the washer. If I say I'm going to come install your washer, what does that mean? What does that mean to you?
It means when they leave, you should be able to wash clothes.
Okay, if I say the dryer, it's free, and I'm going to come install your dryer, what does that mean?
When they leave, you should be able to dry your clothes that you just washed.
You can if you hang them on a line outside.
What's the problem?
With a dryer, they wouldn't hook up, they wouldn't plug it in, and they wouldn't hook up the dryer vent hose to the back of the dryer.
Why? Then what other installation? We set it down for you. What more do you want?
As opposed to you coming to pick it up.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Okay, so I get home from work expecting that we now have a working washer and dryer.
Sure.
What we have is a working washer, and I have to install the dryer. So upon further investigation, I realized the reason why they wouldn't plug it in is because the 220 plug on the back of the dryer doesn't match the 220 outlet.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
All right, so I borrowed a multimeter from somebody at work.
Okay.
So first thing I did, so here's where I could tell the story one of two ways. The way that somebody listening thinks he sounds like a semi-intellectual person, or the truth.
I think either way, people are going to know. They've listened to the show long enough, right?
So just the fact that I'm telling the story is, I'm not going to, there's no reason to tell it unless I'm going to tell it honestly.
Sure.
Okay, so the first thing I did is I had to Google what the fuck is the thing that you use to check voltage.
All right.
And Google's like, multimeter, idiot. So then I had to text somebody from work to see if I could borrow their multimeter. But I didn't want to say, hey, can I borrow that little fucking handheld thing that you plug into the wall and it tells you if there's voltage?
Yeah. Because you're the engineer.
Right.
All right.
So he's like, yeah, sure. So then he brought it to me the next day at work, and I come home, and you would have thought that I was, what's that? Snyder. Do you know Snyder, the handyman from Facts of Life?
Three's
or
Company?
Whatever the fuck it is.
Wasn't it Three's Company?
No.
Facts of Life. Yeah, anyways, one of them old TV shows. Anyways.
So I come walking into the house with this thing on my hip like I've been...
You put it on from the time you got out of the car to the time you walked in your door, you had time to put it on your hip. You just think you're so fucking cool.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I wasn't entirely sure. No, I had no idea how to use it.
I like how you corrected yourself. You just point this at the wall, and then the dryer's installed.
Leviosa.
Oh, shit.
So I'm sitting there holding this thing, and have you ever used one?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a dial on the front for checking voltage and then a bunch of things that nobody else ever does.
Right.
So I Googled how to use a multimeter to check 220.
All right.
And apparently there's like variable ones where you've got to set up approximately how many volts you're checking or expecting or whatever.
Yeah.
And every set of directions that I found on YouTube was talking about one of those. And then right across the front of it, it's like auto sensing or whatever. I'm like, well, I assume that's what it's talking about.
Okay.
So I turned it to V, which is for voltage.
Yep.
And my main concern was the breaker was marked with dryer, but the electricity in this house is so fucking whack that I assume that, because I'm renting, I assume that it's not marked properly. And I didn't want to start working with this and then fucking cook myself.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, okay, so what do I do with this thing? So I go in the kitchen. So first I look on YouTube and it's basically you can just stick it into any holes. There's no orientation. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
If you go 1 and 1, it'll read 220 or something, and then 1 in the other, it'll be 110, and 1 in your butt, it shows like 3.
6 in my butt.
All right. You've always got to be better than me.
Yeah, if you can only take 3.
All right. So I'm sitting here laying on the floor in the laundry room with my phone, watching YouTube videos on how to use a multimeter.
Awesome.
And none of the videos pertain to the type of plug that I was looking at. I know nothing about this shit. So I honestly thought that I was going to die. Right? So I'm laying on the floor because the plug's all the way at the ground.
Yeah.
And there's the plug that I was checking, there was only 3 holes in the plug.
Okay.
2 slanted and 1 straight.
Yep.
And I was thinking, it was like I was defusing a bomb. Because so what I wanted to do was check it with the breaker in the on position, so then I could check it with the breaker in the off position to make sure the breaker worked.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm sitting here a good 15 minutes trying to get a voltage reading, and it kept coming up nothing. There was no voltage on any of them that I checked with the breaker in the on position.
Okay.
So I'm sitting here going between YouTube video and then checking, and YouTube video and checking. And I'm
Can I guess what happened?
No.
Ah, damn.
So I'm sitting there, and so I would slowly put it in one, and I would get it lined up and close my eyes, waiting to get fucking blasted and put it in the other.
All right.
Okay, now guess.
You forgot to put the batteries in the multimeter?
No, it was the lights were on and shit.
Oh, all right. Well, you didn't say that. So, all right.
So apparently there's a fucking plastic thing on these things on the prongs.
Jesus Christ. Are you fucking... That was worse than my guess.
What am I, an idiot? So I take them off and then shove it in there, and
it works.
Right, the numbers come up.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I go up and I flip the breaker off to check it again, but I'm so unsure of my ability to do this that I go back and forth between breaker on and breaker off a good half a dozen times checking it to make sure that I am accurate in what I'm seeing.
Uh-huh.
Then the next step in my mind is breaker off, take the cover off the outlet.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm assuming that if I turn the breaker on with the cover off the outlet, the electricity is going to charge and jump over and
attack you.
I am so scared of electricity that I was in a full bomb jacket when I was doing a hazmat suit.
Hazmat suit. Just in case the chemicals and the electricity got you.
So I'm sitting there, and so I've got the cover off the outlet. I've got the breaker off, and I'm sitting there like slowly approaching the contacts with each prong. And it's like
MacGyver.
Yes, I mean it was like a big boy version of the game Operation is what I was doing.
Uh-huh.
So I finally convinced myself that that the breaker works, and this whole thing is just making sure that I'm 45 minutes in.
Just to make sure that the breaker works.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I'm convinced that the breaker is off and that it's actually killed the power to the outlet.
Yeah.
And then as I'm checking it, it's still showing a voltage. It's showing like 6 volts or something.
Okay.
In my mind, there's electricity in there that's wanting to kill me. So I had to.
That's all electricity ever wants.
So I stopped what I was doing.
Yeah.
Went outside and I called an electrician that I used to work with at the where you work.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna send you some pictures and you're gonna tell me what I'm doing here. So I sent him the picture of the old outlet, the way it's hooked up, the new outlet that it's got to get hooked up to. There's a black or brown wire, a white wire, and a bare wire. And the only thing I've ever known is that black is ground, red is hot. There's not even a black wire. It's just brown. And then the bare wire, I'm like, they didn't put on the insulation on this thing.
Somebody fucked up.
So I call him and I tell him what I'm doing, and I'm like, hey, so when I put the multimeter on there, because I can say that word now because I know what it is. When I put the multimeter on there, it still shows a voltage, and he says, yeah. Why? He said it's just
Residual.
No, he used a word that electricians use.
Outlet.
Yes, it's just outlet. But
Awesome.
In the nicest way possible, he said, "You're an idiot. You probably shouldn't be doing this, but this isn't going to kill you." So
You're an idiot. You probably shouldn't be doing this. All right.
So, when people are working with electricity, they have the screwdrivers with the insulated shaft.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I don't have that. So I'm sitting there and trying to unscrew the contacts to pull the wires out.
Yeah.
In my mind, this thing is going to kill me. Because I'm stupid. So I bet it took me 10 minutes to get each wire out of the contact because I would not let my screwdriver touch anything other than the screw.
Oh my God. This is awesome.
So I would break the contact free and then I'd move on to the next one, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here because they come up from the bottom of that punch out of the outlet box.
Yeah.
And there was no way for me to get that off there without at some point either the wires, the two hots touching each other or the ground touching or something.
Yeah.
So I get to the point where I'm just like, fuck it. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
If it's my time to go. Oh, this is amazing.
So I just grabbed the outlet or the box, the old one, and yank it as hard as I can. With my eyes closed.
Fully expecting to be dead.
Yes. I fully expected that this was it. You know?
At least your wife would be able to dry clothes.
So then after getting the outlet off there, and I'm like, all right. So one would assume that at that point, it's not hot, right?
Yep, right.
It's safe just to go ahead and grab them and do whatever you got to do.
Sure.
Not this guy.
Not this guy.
I think that I had tricked myself into thinking that I had pulled these so quickly that
You beat the power.
that the Fuhrer beat the power. That the electricity didn't have time, because it was confused by my quickness.
Right. That makes perfect sense.
So then I had to reverse all of that to put the new one back on. So I'm trying to feed all these wires in without letting them touch.
Oh, you have no business doing anything electrical. I don't even think you should be plugging in a fan.
So we're in this house. I'm not afraid of any type of work other than electricity and plumbing and carpentry and cement work.
And cement work. And mowing the lawn. Shoveling the snow. I'm not afraid of any other kind of work, though.
So I once shocked myself changing a light bulb.
Did you? How? Did you just try and screw your finger into it, or what?
I stuck my finger in the socket.
What the fuck? Why would you do that?
I was like 9.
Oh.
It's like, what's this? Okay.
When you said you were doing all this work and you're like, I went into the kitchen, I thought you were going to say I went into the kitchen to get a fork to see if this thing was live.
and that's how I have no arms.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I had to reverse the whole thing to put everything back together again, like I was building a fucking space shuttle. So if I was to ask you, have you ever changed a 220 receptacle?
Yeah.
Okay. How long did it take, start to finish, from the time you grabbed your first screwdriver to the time that you I know you wouldn't put the tool away when you're done with it, to the time you got the faceplate back on or whatever?
I think it was like a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Oh, see, so I'm not that bad.
I never done it before. I mean, I had to learn, but I mean, I wasn't like scared. I have one of those things that you put it in there, like a voltage detector. You put it in there, and if there's power, it lights up and makes a huge noise.
Oh, I wouldn't trust those things. So I was reading about those on YouTube because I wouldn't trust that.
I use it every time I've ever done any kind of electrical work. You turn the brake. You have the breaker on. You test it. If
Don't
that
care.
thing works,
I don't care. I'm not going to use that.
Why? Why wouldn't you trust it?
Because I need to know. I need metal on metal contact to see if there's a current. It's no different than two guys wanting to dock.
Wait, what? I didn't know where you were going with that.
Two guys wanting to dock, but only just waving them around each other. You've got to get in there if you're fully committed to doing this.
I understand. I'm still alive. It'll be okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
it shouldn't take a half an hour. I guess with that half hour, 45 minutes, it was I had to hook the plug up to the washer or the dryer, I guess, and then change the outlet because it was different than the one we had. You know what I mean?
I would say my whole ordeal was about 3 hours.
Oh, Jesus Christ! No, it wasn't that long.
It was actually so. I had enough time invested in this that I was actually proud when I was done. There was a sense of pride that are. Oh, so this is the best part.
All right.
So going through training at the place we used to work at, they have lockout tagout training.
Yeah.
So I remembered that. So this is no joke. After I got everything put back together, I got the dryer plugged in. I've got to turn the breaker on.
Yeah.
I stood in the kitchen, reached around the corner to grab the breaker and throw the switch in case anything blew up.
God, that is awesome.
You're not going to get me electricity.
Such a vagina. Just fucking go with it. If you die, you die. Fuck it.
All right. Well, that was my story. I just thought it was funny that I don't
You're
know what.
a highly paid engineer, and
Yeah, but I'm not an electrician. There's two different things.
I really don't think there are.
It is. So people
do you have a penis? I mean, come on.
What the fuck does one have to do with the other?
You have a vagina. That's my point.
All right, you're
not a man.
You're running out of material.
Yeah, I already ran out of material like 6 months ago.
Well, we should probably talk about our merchandise.
Oh yeah, we have bio-bidets. Isn't that what it's called?
So what do you think? There's two things are going to happen. We're either going to get new luxury bidets,
Yeah,
or we won't be talking about them next week.
What I hope is that they ask us never to talk about them again, and then I'll talk about them every fucking week.
Well, you shouldn't have said that. You just took away our opportunity to get the luxury bidet. If they know you're going to talk about them every week and they don't have to send us the luxury bidet.
I was just kidding.
Fucker.
Send us shit. I was like they're going to make it this far. Do you realize that we're like 2 hours in? And the first half hour was all Holocaust jokes? Do you really think they made it this far?
So what do you think? So now we got to come up with the name of the episode. Is it The Fuhrer Likes a Clean Butthole?
Yeah. Yeah. was something like that, wasn't it? It was something about the Fuhrer, the Emperor, the Fuhrer wears new clothes or something like that. Or
The Fuhrer wears Prada.
there you go. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
The Fuhrer would never hit a kid in the face with a padlock.
That ought to get good for the search engine results, right?
This looks interesting. What's this about?
What's this about? What I'd like to do is get on the list for hate groups, like the SPLC or whatever. They list all the anti-Jewish hate groups. We need to get on that list.
But we're not anti-Jewish.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It didn't sound like it from the beginning of our show.
We never said anything
I'm
anti-Jewish.
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter anymore. What you say doesn't matter anymore. It's what people hear.
You're playing into the fucking fascism. Is that even a thing?
I don't know. Is it? All I know is that for the first half hour, you're talking about how you're a fascist, and hopefully we get protested by somebody. I want to hear more about this backlash that you got on Twitter.
No, it just people thought that you were right.
That's fucking weird. I don't know what to do with that.
I didn't know how to react to it, so I just ignored them.
You've never been right before.
I cross-referenced their Twitter handle with the names of the people that donated to the GoFundMe, and if they weren't at that certain level, then I didn't even respond.
What a dick! Hey, you're doubling down. I love it. Was it anybody that you care about?
That's a very short list.
Was it me?
Actually, I had somebody else reach out to me that was on my side and wanted to know how you and I are even friends.
Why?
That in my time of need that you weren't there for me.
Why would I be?
I said, I think, this is what I said to the person, I think that you and I have different versions of the word friend. Me and Anthony have never hung out together. I think I know one of his kids' names, and that's because...
Yeah, I think we're both broken people, and like we're not friends like in the term like everybody else seems to be like, oh, we got to hang out and whatever. Like that's for shiny happy people. That's not for me, man. I don't do that bullshit.
Okay, so in my mind, a friend, if you and I committed a crime together and we were friends, we wouldn't turn on each other. One of us would take the hit, and then the other one would be away free, thinking, I'm glad that I have a connection with that person and he didn't turn on me.
Yeah.
Whereas you and I, if we committed a crime together, one of us would call the cops on the other one
while we're committing the crime. I think we would both call the cops
just for the laugh.
On the other one, just for the laugh. Yes, sounds about right.
So yeah, the conversation that I had with him made me think, Anthony and I aren't really friends. We are two people who find the same sick shit funny.
Right.
Other than that, we don't have anything in common.
Yeah, that's true. We've never had anything in common. I'm okay with that.
I'll see you later.
Is that supposed to be a problem?
What's funny is the entire time that we've had this show, people, even the reviews on iTunes and shit, say the same thing. You can tell that these two are really close because of their flow with each other or whatever. It's like that is not the case.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't think that we've ever once hung out, like went out in a social situation and done anything, have we?
No, not once. We went on a trip together for work.
Yeah. Does that count?
And then we ran into each other in the casino once.
It was super awkward. Was it awkward for you? Because it was super awkward for me.
Yeah. So if you remember, I walked up. So, and this is when we worked side by side. We seen each other for 10 hours a day every day.
Yeah.
And then I run into you at the casino, and it's like, what are you doing here? And you're like, gambling.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, that's so awesome. So that's so funny. Like, if something happened to you and you had good friends, something bad happens to you and those good friends don't give you their money, they're not your friends anymore, that's fucking retarded. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. All right, bye.
No, I disagree with you, I think.
Why?
It's not about giving me money, but... Okay, for me, it is about giving me money.
Right.
Okay, so if I need help,
Yeah.
whatever help is,
Right.
if I need help,
Yeah.
and you have the ability to help and choose
Right.
not to,
Right.
then you're not a friend, right? Now, I'm not talking about
I don't-
money. I'm just talking about help.
I don't think that's true. I guess I really don't know. I never had a friend before. I'm not sure. I've only ever just hung out with different people. I never really had friends.
No, it's I in my mind that's how it works. If you have the ability to help someone and you choose not to, I mean that's still your right, your choice.
Sure. So I was just kidding. I have had one person that I would consider a friend, and when he needed help, I helped him whenever I could, and he took advantage of that relentlessly. So it got to the point where I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. I'm done with him and anybody else. I'm not helping anybody ever.
I think that's okay. Yeah, because
Why would it not be okay?
so because it's not true that you don't help anybody ever. If you're
But I'm more likely to help somebody that I don't know than somebody that I do know. If I'm driving down the street and I see somebody that's car is broken down, I'm more likely to help them.
when does that
than I
ever
am-
happen? When have you ever stopped to help somebody you didn't know on the side of the road?
So not when I had a truck, I saw a couple, or there was three of them. They were moving and they had their mattress strapped to the top of their little tiny car, and it had broke the straps or whatever, and it was laying on the ground behind their car. And I was driving my truck and I stopped behind them, threw their mattress in the back of my truck, and followed them to their house where they were driving it to. I don't have a problem doing that shit.
It would have been better if you just took off.
With their mattress?
Yeah.
No, they were black. I don't want that mattress.
Was
that racist?
What? No. Was it in?
all right.
Was it wrapped still?
No, it was. They were moving from one house to another.
Oh yeah, you don't want that mattress. You don't have any idea how hard it is to sleep in activator. You wake up every morning curled up in the fetal position.
See, that was a good story. Why did I have to ruin it by saying they're black? I wouldn't sleep on a black person's mattress. That's why. Why does my mind always go there? It's so fucked up.
Hey, do you suppose that if you sleep on a black person's mattress, you'll get kinkier?
I hope so. They did offer me a beer when we got to their apartment, though.
You say I don't drink malt liquor. Thank you.
No, I'm good. And it was far away too. I wasn't mad, but I was like, they said, it's right up here, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm driving and driving and driving. I'm like, fuck, man. It was way out of the way from where I was going.
The only way this story could have been really good is if you would have driven like 3 miles and then like, you know what, fuck it. Stop the truck.
Just dropped the mattress out the back.
Yeah.
Drove off. Oh, shit. Yeah, but anyways, the moral of that story is that
You're a good person.
No, God, no, I'm a terrible person. But I would much rather help somebody that I don't know. It's easier. It's easier to help somebody that I don't know. Then I don't have to ever have to deal with it again.
Is it because then? Okay, so I don't want to get too much into your. So I'm very interested in why you chose not to donate to me. Why didn't you not give me money?
Why did you not give me money? I don't have money to give you.
Nothing.
What do you want? $3? I think I got $3 in my wallet.
Okay.
We went over this. So if I would have given you $10.
No, that was something that I put into your head.
What?
Because I said, I think that here's the thing, and you didn't donate because if you only donated this much, then it's an insult, but you don't have the money to donate that much.
Yeah.
Why didn't you give me
sounds
money?
about right. I told you already. I don't have money to give you.
What did you eat last night?
No. I don't have any money to eat.
You liar.
So you're telling me that if I lived my life normally with the normal money that I make from working and I don't give part of that to you, well, I don't understand what you're saying. Did you eat last night? What an asshole. That just hit me. Did you eat last night? Anyways.
If you have money.
Yes.
And I need money.
Give me money.
Give me money.
Right.
Not all your money, but money.
Enough to where it counts, to where it hurts me?
No, I don't want it to hurt you, but if you and I go out to eat.
Yeah.
And I have $5.
Yeah.
And you have $10.
Yeah.
We should each have $7.50.
Is that right?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because we're friends.
I think we've already established.
So if it's not fair for you to have more money than me because you're better with money than me. That's not fair to our friendship. So because I chose to live someplace that floods and I think there was about 2 weeks notice that, hey, there's a big storm a-coming. I could have moved across the country in the amount of time that I had to prepare for this. But because I chose not to do that.
Yeah. Give me money.
Give me money. Because you have money.
Uh-huh. No, I guess I didn't think about it that way. Or maybe I did, and that's the problem. So
there's people like everybody that donated.
Mm-hmm.
They get it.
Yes, give me money.
Look, I am in a bad spot.
Right.
I chose not to have money in case something bad happens to me.
Right.
You chose to have money in case something bad happens.
Right.
Therefore,
heretofore,
part of what you have saved for you now goes to me.
Uh-huh.
And because you and I have a relationship, there's a multiplier attached to how much I should get.
So I think that I have fulfilled my end of the relationship.
What?
Every time I say something and you laugh, I have fulfilled my end of the relationship. That's it.
I cannot turn any of those laughs into money.
So if you'd like to donate to our Patreon, laugh? Nothing? Damn it. Anyways, so I think that I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to try not to piss people off. This is going to piss a lot of people off. I think that anybody that donated to your Patreon is virtue signaling, trying to tell other people how good of a person they are by giving you money when you're in a bad situation.
Everybody,
does that make sense?
God, it would be so shitty for me to agree to that.
I'm trying to back you into a corner.
So I either have to be honest or I have to.
So now I know where you stand, all right?
But there were people that, so because Dave, the producer, is the one that put this together.
Sure.
I don't have access to the account.
Sure.
And there are some people that chose to donate and remain anonymous at the same time.
Yep, that I can respect. How do you know that wasn't me?
Because he told me their names.
Damn. Son of a bitch. All right. Damn it. Almost worked. Are you sure it wasn't my name?
I don't like the fact that you become so fluent in all these bullshit social justice words.
Like what?
Like virtue signaling.
Why?
So I know what it means only from talking to you. But
Okay.
it's stupid.
Wait, it's stupid that people do it, or it's stupid that people know that I know what it means?
Both. It's stupid that people do it. It's stupid that people have named it, and it's stupid that people use it in an everyday conversation. Oh, you're virtue signaling. Oh, yeah. Well, your mom's a whore. Signal that.
Signal that. So, I think that people do that every single day. That's just how people are. People want other people to think that they're better than they really are.
How long has people been?
7.
How long for had people been using the term virtue signaling?
Not very long.
Right. So don't use it.
Okay, then what term can I use for something that people have been doing forever? Always.
Okay. You just proved my point. If people have always been doing it, why is it just now coming to vernacular?
I don't know. Then there was never a word for it before?
There's a word for everything.
Is there? So I don't understand what you're saying. You just don't like the term virtue signaling or any of the terms.
Like, okay, mansplaining. I hate that.
Me too. It's fucking terrible. I would never use that.
Manspreading. I hate that.
Me too.
But all of a sudden, these people, and you're included when I say these people, have decided to start throwing these terms around like everybody gives a fuck about it. So,
no. It was the best way that I could use to explain the phenomenon that's happening right now. How else would you have had me explain what's happening or what I think is happening? I got to be careful what I say here.
There's nobody still listening. You're good.
So I honestly believe that what happened is that people want other people to know that they supported Doug in his time of need. That is more important than supporting Doug in his time of need. It's important that people know that you did, right? That has a name. It's called virtue signaling. So that's what I called it.
Then why didn't it have a name 3 years ago?
How am I supposed to answer that? I don't fucking know.
Fascist.
So do you think that wasn't human nature 3 years ago?
Yes. It always has been. It started with Facebook.
You think? Do you think that Facebook was the downfall of civilization or what?
So, do I care?
About what?
Do I care that people donated in an attempt to make themselves appear better to the people that know they donated?
Do you care?
No.
Probably not. No. I would say I seriously. But the more you talk about it openly like this, the less chance the next hurricane hits you, you're going to get any money.
So I am not going to change who I am based on my financial instability.
And I'm not going to change who I am based on your financial instability either.
You should.
Should I?
There were a couple people. So, yeah, I'm just a piece of shit, I think.
I can tell just because we're still having this conversation that this hit you deep. This whole experience.
Of course it did.
And I don't think you know how to process the information.
Of course I don't.
I can tell. That's what. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about it. Fucking 12 years after the fucking hurricane. Let the shit go already. God.
It's like I'm still trying to recover from Vietnam.
I am seriously floored that people were upset with your reaction. I mean, did they expect anything else from you? Have they ever listened to the show? They gave you money, never listening to our show?
Oh, there were plenty of people that did that.
That's weird. Why?
Well, I mean, fuck, it was shared everywhere. Fuck, it had like 4 billion shares.
Did it really?
No. But it had
No.
several hundred, I believe.
Wow. Huh.
So yeah,
I think...
there were people that, that wished me well and not knowing anything about me other than what was written in the GoFundMe.
Weird. So I think maybe, I mean, this is all new information to me, I guess, but I think maybe why people were mad is because they wanted people to think they're good people for donating to you, and they wanted you to be...
And I took that away from them.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted you to be a certain way, but you're not that way.
Had they hit the threshold...
Here we are again.
I would have been a good person and said their name.
Had they hit the threshold, I would have been a good person. I love it.
Actually, so I'm going to read you a string of text messages.
All right,
And
perfect.
This is somebody that listens to the show.
Okay. Do I know them?
You know of him.
Okay.
Here, I got to find it here. All right, so he is a Mexican gentleman.
Okay.
And him and his wife both have very good jobs.
Okay.
He is very, very fiscally responsible.
Okay.
All right. So this is October 4th, right? And so I was getting inundated with text messages at this time. So I wasn't, it's going to come off like, whoa, woe is me. And that's because it was, whoa, woe is me.
All right.
All right. Hey, bud, how goes life? All good with the home and family post-flood? We lost our home and most personal belongings, but we are safe. What do you need? How can I help? And then I didn't answer that because I wasn't going to send him a link to the GoFundMe.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to say...
Buy me a couch.
Yes.
That would have been awesome. Buy me a couch. I want this one.
So I just chose not to respond.
Okay.
I suppose I could have said, thanks for the offer, or
Yeah.
I don't know. I just chose not to respond. So then he listened to the episode.
Okay.
So this is 6 days later.
All right.
Doug, why did you not tell me about the GoFundMe? You know I'm basically a millionaire.
All right.
And I said, I didn't specifically tell anyone. I figured if people saw it and felt compelled. Well, bud, I didn't, and I asked you directly how I could help. I guess next time, right? And then he sent me a little emoticon or whatever. It's a little thumb.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Oh.
Like, well, next time, right? Like, I think as a joke, like next time you lose everything, reach out.
Okay.
But like I said, he's Mexican, so the thumb's brown. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll read that again. Well, bud, I didn't, and I asked you directly how I could help. Well, next time, right? And then brown thumbs up. And I said, why is that thumb brown? Is it burnt? And he said, Apple is sensitive to those of us who are not white. So then I sent him a link to the GoFundMe, and I said, donations less than $800 will not be specifically mentioned on the show. He said, you are fucking shameful. Now you're begging for money. Yesterday, my family ate beans and rice for dinner. And I said, don't you people eat beans and rice every day? He said, this is a couple hours later, I cannot fully wrap my head around how you can remain Anthony's friend after his lack of involvement during your time of need. In my 30s, I read The Godfather. From it, I derived that male-to-male relationships are rooted in growth and reliability. I do believe being respected to all, but to get a seat at the table requires loyalty and sacrifice. I offer the same in return.
You got bored halfway through that. Yeah, that was stupid.
I said, friend is a relative term. Anthony and I have never hung out. We don't talk to each other on the phone. I have seen his kids once and never. I've seen his wife once and never met his kids. We talk once a week for the show, and that's about it. I wouldn't expect him to be there for me, as we don't sit at the same table. He said, I see you have a broader use of the term.
All right.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
That's funny. If I was like somebody who like had emotions and like that would hit me right in the feelings, you know what I mean?
Well, I've thought about it. It has nothing to do with donating money, but can two people truly be friends that refuse to hang out with each other?
You say what's funny is that you say that we refuse to hang out. When's the last time you hung out with anybody? Yeah, exactly. That's about the last time I did. Also, it's been years. I don't hang out.
Right, but it's not that it's a bad thing that. So what? All right.
All right.
What is a friend? Let's do that.
I don't know. I've always been socially awkward. I've never had friends. I told you that. I told you that a million times.
Okay.
You just don't listen.
Friend.
All
A
right.
person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you added that last part. It sounded gay for a minute.
Would you say that we have a mutual affection of each other?
Absolutely.
Okay, then we're friends.
But it doesn't say anything about me giving you money.
Hold on. And we'll donate to Patreon. No, GoFundMe.
GoFundMe. So, in all reality, I like the way that your brain works is odd to me. It doesn't. You're not like you don't think like everybody else, and that's interesting to me. I like talking to you. It's interesting.
Okay, and I'm the same with you. I enjoy talking to you. I look forward to our conversations every week.
Right. So give me money.
Right. Okay, so you wouldn't think to donate money to me or give me money. Not donate. Give me money. You wouldn't think to give me money.
Yeah.
If your wife if your wife lost all her shit to a hurricane, would you give her money?
Just her, not me. I kept all my shit.
Right.
I might donate to her GoFundMe.
Okay, let's pretend for this story to work, your mom can't be a whore. So
All right.
let's pretend that your
This is
mom.
going to be a stretch.
That's funny.
It is funny on so many levels.
Let's say that your mom doesn't have access to John's.
All right.
So, and she loses her entire house, everything.
Okay.
Would you give her money? Would you say, here's $8, go get yourself something nice?
Yeah, and I'd throw it in her face, all nickels.
No, throw it on the ground. Pick it up, bitch. Pick it up, you wet bitch. Don't let anybody throw it in you when you bend over, whore.
It's like you're there.
And this is when your mom's not a whore.
Yes, I would
Why?
probably give my mom money.
You don't
I don't
even
know.
you don't even like her.
She's okay.
I don't even know. See, I don't know anything about your mom.
Oh, I mean, yes, I do.
Oh, do you have a mom and a stepmom, or just a mom?
Yes.
I don't
Mom
even
and
know if your
stepmom.
parents are divorced.
Yes, I have a mom and a stepmom.
Here's what I know about you.
All right.
You're funny.
Yeah, all right.
You collect things that you don't know how to play.
All right. All right.
And you like yard
wieners?
sales.
I do like yard sales.
Right.
That's all you really need to know about me.
Also, this podcast is the only thing in your life that you've ever committed to doing and executed.
Oh, you're definitely right about that. This is hard work. It's fucking dedication, man. This is me at my most dedicated.
What's great is the fact that people give you so much shit about not doing anything for this show. This is the most you've put into anything ever.
Yes, yeah. That's not even a joke. I don't know why that's funny, but that's not even a joke.
We should almost the story of your worm farm. We should talk about that once every 3 months for all the new listeners, so they know what kind of a person you are.
I think they have a pretty good idea.
And I'll go so far as to say that you will never hook up your bidet.
Whatever. I don't even know if I have an argument for that. We'll see. We'll just have to see what happens.
I think why people enjoy listening to us, and this sounds fucking stupid, is we say what people think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Minus the Fuhrer and the.
No, I think people think that. we say what people think mixed in with a bunch of other stupid shit.
But that's why we enjoy talking to each other, because we don't sit there and kiss each other's ass.
Yeah. So okay, I came from a place before I started working with you where everybody got along really well, and I felt like I was highly regarded there. And then I came to work, I worked with you or whatever, and it was like a totally different relationship. I liked the way you were thinking, but you didn't it's like you didn't even immediately hold me in high regard. So it was weird. I wasn't used to people treating me that way. I don't know how to fucking explain it to you.
What the fuck are you talking? Are you talking about
Yeah.
when you first started there?
Yeah. Fuck, I don't even know how to explain it.
There were 200 of you dipshits running around. Why would I hold you in higher regard than anybody else?
Right. Maybe that's what it was.
You were just another fucking turd.
Look at this fucking guy. Fucking thinks he's gonna talk to me. I like Baby Got Back. Fuck this guy.
Hey, this guy's got shitty tattoos as well. I think him and I should have a podcast.
Right. God, if we could have just seen into the future.
You don't.
What?
Yeah, I'm not going to say his name.
All right.
Hey, we'll talk about it after the shit. Nobody's going to listen and care about that shit.
Yeah. Well, nobody cares what the fuck 2 hours in.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line. Is. All right. Are we done?
Yep. Bye.
Oh, are we going to do a Patreon too?
Sure. Why not?
Fuck.
I thought you were gonna fill out the fucking Bio-Bidet thing.
I already did it.
Oh. Well, then what are we gonna do for Patreon then? I mean, stay tuned for that.
All right. We have merch and Bio-Bidet. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, do you need shirts to promote your podcast? How about coffee mugs for that artisan bean roasting business you started? What about poker chips with the name and logo of your super secret underground gambling ring? The fine folks over at WeHaveMerch.com will help get your name and logo on just about anything you can think of. Have you ever thought about starting your own Navy? I mean, who hasn't, right? The guys at Who's Right Podcast did just that, and WeHaveMerch.com provided the uniform services. They will handle the orders and delivery. You just concentrate on making people want to wear the shirts with your logo, and let WeHaveMerch.com take care of the rest.
Introducing Playapod, the best way to listen to your favorite podcasts with your mobile device. Playapod supports iOS and Android, contains no advertising, lets you download and listen offline, displays exactly what you've listened to, remembers where you left off, has time-coded bookmarks and cross-platform syncing. All of this for free. Open your mobile browser and visit playapod.app to download. That's Playapod, one word, .app to download it for free.
All right. And there we go. Sorry, guys. Right. So what's the concept of the show? Damn it, my joke doesn't fit then. Fair enough. That about sums it up.